Listen to this. Listen to this. Even with Jake Paul's Rockman's and Errol Spence's original guaranteed purse amount, you combine all of those, that still doesn't equate to what Terence Crawford wants to be guaranteed. Look, man, Jake Paul, he's a YouTuber. He has no problem being guaranteed only $1.5 million and then taking everything else on the back end.
Right.
Okay, he has no problem doing that. Since he's the lead promoter, he gets everything. He doesn't have to. I mean, he gets a percentage of the concessions. He gets the merch. He doesn't have to give his promoter 20% of his purse because he's a lead promoter. He gets it all, guys. So he has no problem taking the short money guarantee. Where Terence Crawford, oh boy, yeah, he wants a small fortune, man, for this fight.
Yeah, you want everything like up front, and usually, and I thought that was gonna go for this thing with Crawford and Spence, is that it would be like the same deal that usually they have for a lot of the fighters under PBC, especially if you are able to establish yourself and get like a company that would be partly a promotional company, like Man Down Promotions. Or Lions Only Promotions, or man.
That's for tax purposes. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So for me, I thought it would have been like B&B Promotions or B&B Boxing, and then you would have your set price. You would have the thing for pay-per-view split, and you would have the thing on the back end. But they didn't. They didn't really want that. They wanted everything up front. So I mean,
well, once again, and I hate to say this, brother, but without Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff, Bruce Trampler, Brad Goodman representing the Terence Crawford side, I mean, it was pretty much a no-hoper when negotiations originally started. You don't have someone who's savvy or knowledgeable of the business trying to actually negotiate a multi-million-dollar deal, and that's just not realistic, man.
And and the thing is, I've had multiple conversations in reference to people that support Terence Crawford, and they, kind of like defend him in a sense. But one thing that I keep bringing up when it comes to Terence Crawford, and he said this on multiple occasions when it comes to business, he's like, if it makes sense, then the fight will get made. If it doesn't make sense, then the fight won't get made.
Boy, you hit the nail on the head, brother. I don't think he in his mind, he doesn't need this fight. He's already packing his bags in Minnesota.
He said that verbally multiple times. Yep. He said, "Listen, I don't need to fight Errol Spence." He said that verbally multiple times. But from a boxing fan's perspective, from a competitor's perspective, from a big event perspective, like, this is something that fight fans really wanted to see, because they felt like these two guys were at or near their primes here at this particular point of their careers. And so to have something like that happen, two undefeated guys, two guys world champions, two guys that are among the top in the pound for pound rankings for various organizations, and in the boxing source top 5 pound for pound or whatever it is, that you would get this fight. But now, like have been explaining over the past hour or so, that Joseph, is like, man, wow, that seriously, has me bowed there. But
man, and I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, and it's just, it is what it is. And we wrote an article about this about 3 weeks ago when it was first it made attention to us, and excuse me. And so we first disclosed all of this, but we didn't put any figures out in the article. I'm telling you this just because we're chatting, just amongst friends.
Yeah, because I ain't gotten the figures either. I just knew that from what I was hearing, that it was at the time, it was like a few weeks ago, like around the same time that you posted.
So the article was called, and it was on Boxing News 24 several weeks ago. It says, "Is Showtime and Bud Crawford at an impasse?" Yeah, that was my article,
Mm-hmm.
or that was my guy's article rather. He's the one who wrote it. And, yeah, but that was our article, and so yeah, so now you know the actual figures that we're talking about, not just because I couldn't disclose any of that, man. I was told, hey, you can't disclose any of the actual figures because then they'll know it's me. Then they'll know it's me leaking this information, right? So we couldn't enclose it in the article, but because it seems that we've passed the deadline, no announcement. Yeah, I can go ahead and disclose the figures because it's not going to get done, guys. When Steven Espinosa said to Lance Pugmire this weekend, we're stuck, right? We're at an impasse. You know what? That tells me they're not even close still.
Not even close.
Terrence is standing firm. Yeah.
Because, that was the other thing about yesterday, was that, there would have been like some type of buzz or something in the air that maybe, during the telecast for Showtime's thing with Garcia and Benavidez, that they would announce, Spence versus Crawford. But we just didn't hear any nothing really just being anticipated. You're trying to jump in for a double dutch, and you're about ready to jump in for the double dutch or something. We really didn't even have that. So after that, like you said, it was a deadline. I thought it was more of a deadline of Errol Spence and his career path, and that he had only a certain amount of time before he just said, you know what, I'm going to just go up to 154 pounds. And that he just kind of put a deadline to try to make that fight happen. And, but I'm kind of glad that you kind of explain this in detail, because there are a few people that need clarification in reference to this. And so we have something that's on wax that we can present to the people,